I am reading from a book that somebody made. It's a, it says on here, on the back of the book, it says, Report, Maine Board of Agriculture, 1873. Which sounds like a pretty boring book. But what somebody did is they took this old agriculture book and they pasted in newspaper articles. And it's just a book full, completely full of newspaper articles. Look at some of these pictures. Now you might ask yourself, why would somebody go to so much trouble? But I want you to think about this. This book is over 100 years old. This book was put together before electronics. There was no radio, there was no television, there was no internet, there was no computers, there was no form of entertainment whatsoever except the entertainment that people could give to each other. Back in those days, people sang and told jokes and told stories and played the banjo and all sorts of things to entertain themselves and each other. And I can imagine someone gathering up interesting stories and pasting them in a book so that when they had a family gathering, they could get this book out and they could share it with people. You know? Pretty cool stuff, ain't it? I picked 3 of these up at a yard sale for $7. Now, somebody made this over 100 years ago, and they're dead now. At least I suspect they are. And everybody that's written about in this book is dead now. So in a way, it's kind of like a true ghost story book. Ooh. And the story I was just reading you about was a story of a thunder lightning storm up in Biddeford that happened on, let me get the date for you, August the 31st, 1905. Now, you know, they don't have writing like that nowadays. They don't talk about, you know, timid people, and many who are not timid had a strenuous time of it. I mean, you know, it's just not the kind of writing you hear anymore. So it's kind of fun to read this, you know. I'm thinking this could be a very cool book just to hang out with, you know. In fact, it might be interesting every so often just to pull up a piece of a story and read it to y'all. So I just might do that. Y'all just look out. It could happen. Timid people, and many people who are not timid, had a strenuous time of it between 10 and 11 o'clock last night. During that hour, they were steadily occupied in ducking flashes of lightning and jumping at nerve-wracking peals of thunder as they came out of the ordeal weak in the flesh, but with a feeling of thankfulness in the heart that they were alive and uninjured. The heaviest thunderstorm, or series of storms, for there seemed to be a number of them that has passed over Biddeford this season, came up about 10 o'clock last night, and for fully an hour it kept everybody on the edge and struck terror into the heart of a great many people. The lightning for a time was almost incessant. Blinding streaks shot down the sky to the east, the south, and the southeast of the city, as if there were 2 or more storms in progress at once, while great claps of thunder kept pace with the lightning flashes, sending out detonating reports that were at times heavy enough to shake buildings. The accompanying rain was very heavy, coming down in steady streams for over half an hour, turning the streets into small streams and washing the sidewalks and, in a number of instances, running into cellars. There were several unusually sharp and vivid flashes of lightning, the bolts apparently striking within a short distance of the city, but the most terrifying came about 10:15. The flash and the report were almost instantaneous, and the thunder and long and loud clap sounded as if it had been a tremendous explosion of dynamite, with an accompanying tumbling of big buildings, startling people to whom thunder showers generally have no terrors, and drove timid people almost to the verge of nervous shock. Nothing in the shape of a peal of thunder to approach this has been heard in Biddeford for a long time, and to many it seemed as if their own houses had been struck, and hundreds, probably, who had retired, left their beds in a hurry, fearing that the roof above them were coming down on their heads, or that the buildings had been set afire.